Okay, so for this assignment, we have Stacy. She is earning $14.25 per hour, and below is kind of her pay stub, if you will. She worked 25 hours. Gross pay is going to be the pay prior to being taxed. These three categories right here are all the deductions. So if you guys have ever had a paycheck, you'll see that the state, federal, and FICA are all taken out of your paycheck. This column right here looks at the total of deductions, so the total of these three categories right there. And then this is the running total of taxes that are taken out of your paycheck. And that's something that the government keeps track of so that at the end of the year, they can see how much you've paid to determine if you get a refund or you owe money. The last column is the net pay, and that is after taxes are taken out. So one of the ways I remembered gross pay and net pay is the net pay is after the government comes in with their net and they take out what they need and leave you with the rest. So the very first line, I'm going to walk through the first two rows here with you. And then after that, if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. For the very first line, your starting point is going to be actually right here. Your year-to-date total, since this is the very first paycheck, your year-to-date total and the total amount of deductions should be the same amount because you haven't paid any taxes prior to that. So for the first line, you're going to put here the 88.39, and you can just type right on your spreadsheet. So then now that we have that total, well, we know that the state, the 1617, the 3412 have been taken out. So what's left over for the federal? So we're going to take how much was taken out total, subtract out the 3412, subtract out the 1617, and then that leaves you with $38.10. Okay. Now, this one we're working kind of a little bit backwards, but that's okay. For this one, we have the gross pay, and like I said, that's the pay before taxes. Well, if she earns $14.25 per hour and she works 25 hours, you would multiply those two to get the $356.25. And then at the very end, you want to look at the net pay. The net pay is, again, how much after taxes are taken out. So in total, they had $88.39 taken out in deductions. So you're going to take your $356.25, subtract out the $88.39, and what's left with you is the $267.86. Okay. So now going into the next row, this is week 2. Stacy worked 18 hours at $14.25. You're going to multiply that together, and then that'll give you $256.50. Okay, and just like this row prior to it, the total of these three gives you the deductions. Well, this time they're giving you the total. And so what you have to do is if 2865 went to the federal government and 1349 went to the state government, how much was left over out of that 6674 to go to FICA? So you would subtract these two blocks out from the 6674, and then that's going to leave you with $24.60. Okay. Now, like I said before, the year-to-date is a running total. After the first paycheck, we had $88.39 that had been paid in taxes. So what you're going to do is you're going to total that up with the next paycheck, so $88.39 plus the $66.74, and that should give you $155.13. And then the last one, net pay, is you're going to go ahead and take out your taxes, but make sure that you're taking out the total deductions from this paycheck and not the year-to-date total because they weren't taxed all of this. This is just the running total. So you're going to take the $256.50, subtract out the $66.74, and then that should leave Stacy with $189. Okay, there's the first two rows for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to email or send a message on Remind.